Distinctions. What are they? Core facets of a character that express anything from profession to ancestry to catchphrases. Since they are usually in every build as a prime set, it should be possible to say that in any situation where the narrative is in flux and dice are being rolled, at least one distinction will be a factor, either in the character's favor, as a d8, or against them, as a d4 via the hinder, SFX. Distinct distinctions distinguish, describe, and direct. Unless the rating distinctions mod is in use, each distinction is rated as a d8. This may, at first glance, appear to mean that they are interchangeable, and a player's choice of distinction doesn't really matter. Cortex games are about narrative, though, and distinction selection not only helps describe why a character might be doing what they're doing, but what exactly happens if they succeed or fail. If a character uses broad-shouldered bruiser to break open a door and succeeds, splintered wood could go flying everywhere and that door has been irrevocably destroyed. If, instead, that character uses expert locksmith to break open a door and fails, the lock might be jammed now, or perhaps the lock pick set itself has been compromised. The distinctions lasted beyond a single roll. They helped steer the resulting story. Hinder. The hinder SFX is a great fuel for plot points, and for when a player wants to specifically have some core facet of their character work against them, or at least not work for them in a particular role. It's for calling attention to a character's shortcomings in some way, like their history or reputation or previous work experience is getting in the way of whatever they're currently attempting. In the example above, broad-shouldered bruiser might be great for intimidation or busting down doors, perhaps less so for fitting through tight spaces or diplomacy. Some tips. Freeform distinction can be difficult for even veteran players, so GMs and builders should consider using prompts to limit the scope a bit. For example, your first distinction is something bystanders always say about your character. If there's a pattern of a character's distinctions rarely being directly applicable, either as a help or hindrance, consider either rewriting them or, as GM, adjusting the game to present more opportunities where they do apply. A character with broad-shouldered bruiser on their sheet is a signal that there should occasionally be things to bruise. Using the rating distinctions mod means that some core facets of a character will matter more or less to the story and will have more or less power to influence it. Conclusion. How do you describe a Cortex character in 10 seconds or less? A list of skills and attributes? Combat expert, science expert, superhuman strength. Share funny SFX names or comprehensive milestones, like Thwip or Uncle Ben's legacy. The answer might be those things, but ideally it's going to mean reading their distinctions. Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and with great power must come great responsibility. These will probably best convey who the character is, what they like and don't like to do, and what they are and aren't good at, what they think of themselves and what others think of them, and, because this is a shared storytelling experience, what the player wants and expects from the game. Like SFX, the best way to get better at writing them is to write them.